Devin and Momo.
Our story.
Oh my gosh. Our story ended a long time ago.
Sally and Mark, our story.
Devin and I met at the LGBT Center on 13th Street.
We have been good friends for
9 years, right?
7, 8 years.
We have been in a relationship for 2.5 years.
2.5.
2.5. Oh, let's say 2.5. 3 sounds like too much.
Friends for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Going on 3.
Non-sexual life partnership.
Non-sexual life partnership.
You started telling a story and then you stopped abruptly, look at me and go, do you believe in UFOs?
I would describe our relationship as a family.
The first word that comes to my mind is fun.
Codependent.
Tumultuous.
A blackout.
So I've been struggling with a substance abuse problem maybe since I was 16.
Like when I was 19.
Since I was 18 years old.
And I remember being 15 years old and thinking this is gonna be a problem.
My drug of choice was crystal meth, and I got into it because of an ex-boyfriend of mine.
My drug of choice was drinking and Coke.
You were a wino.
From alcohol to marijuana to cocaine to crystal meth and lots of party drugs.
I don't imagine you being into depressants.
Oh.
I picture you up and happy and smiling and yapping away and prancing about.
Cleaning the house.
Cleaning.
On meth. Spotless.
My sexuality didn't really play a role in my substance abuse. I drank because I was depressed. I drank because I didn't feel great about myself.
My sexuality did play a role in my substance abuse problem.
I internalized a lot of shame about being gay growing up, and I felt like I didn't belong, and I felt like if I drank and used drugs, that I could push all that down and not have to feel that.
For the first time in my life, I was one of the cool kids, you know?
I wanted to keep doing it because this is the one time in my life I felt like I could be here whenever I felt like I was here.
I needed to drink in order to go through my day.
What we're all looking for is just, how do I cope with this? How do I manage this?
A way to escape.
Yeah.
You literally feel empty. You hide every single part of who you are just to not feel, to get through the day without having to feel any emotion at all.
I would describe addiction as an attempt to manage uncomfortable feelings.
It is a very serious disease that a lot of people die from.
Having a substance or having an act that takes over your life,
You feel kind of incomplete without it.
you lose a piece of yourself, and that piece is what I call your humanity side.
The first time I found out you had a substance abuse problem was when your ex was prepping me on meeting you.
When you're peeing your pants on a red carpet, things are not going well in your life.
Right.
I was literally pushing everyone away from me, and then at the same time trying to pull everyone at me and ask for help.
Right.
You know, it was such a paradox.
I would describe addiction in the LGBT community as pervasive.
Something that's prominent.
A reflection of how much hurt there is in the community.
You go out, you're gay, you go to a bar.
Our entire culture is based around drinking.
Proportionally, we're so statistically more likely to be using.
Your addiction affected our relationship by, you were not completely present during our relationship because you were dating booze. You were dating substances.
I was married to it. I wasn't dating it. It was my whole life.
Right.
I would say your moods would swing. So we would have really fun moments and really great moments, and we lived together a couple times. And then there were moments that you would get really angry and
Throw a shoe at
you threw a shoe at my face once.
And after my recovery, I would describe myself as still a little messy.
After my recovery, I would describe myself as very honest.
Mm-hmm.
I will not tell a lie. I have no reason to tell a lie anymore.
I know that my life is better without alcohol and drugs.
It wasn't until after my recovery that I started feeling myself again. I could go out and hang out with my friends without having to rely on the drug to do it.
It is about progress, and I know that I am not perfect, but it's healing to know that I'm on that path.
My advice for those with friends struggling with addiction is talk about it.
The toughest thing that we do as human beings is admitting we have a problem and that we were wrong.
Really make sure that you're an ear to listen and a shoulder to lean on.
That there are other people out there that are also struggling and that have been in your shoes, and the incorrect way is to do it alone.
Really inspiring to see the amount of people who will help when you need it.
We're here to support each other. LGBT community is one of the strongest communities.
That struggling is okay and that it's part of the human experience. You don't have to hate yourself for it.
Now that you're sober, our relationship is rebuilt.
Yeah, my relationships are more fulfilled, they're more honest.
Are much more authentic.
I would describe it as a long road, but I'm so glad to be on this end of the road.
I am so inspired to have this conversation with you.
I'm like so happy and elated and grateful that we had this talk.
Every moment I'm with you is a good moment, and these are good things to keep talking about and to keep having the conversation.
It just feels like an extra page in the story of us. I didn't even do that on purpose.
It's not.